Okay, everybody, I'm going to try to go really fast, so squeeze in an extra problem or two here. So please remember to always rewind or pause. So here we go. So notice that here we have a typical crazy looking fraction. Remember, fractions mean divide. Fractions mean we're going to divide. So knowing that, let's start with the regular fraction part, the numbers right there. Does everyone agree 4 and 6 I can divide by 2? So, isn't 4 divided by 2, 2? Isn't 6 divided by 2, 3? In other words, 4 over 6 reduces to 2/3. Let's see what else we got there. Notice we have several negative powers. So, couldn't I take that n-4 and do its reciprocal? So n4 in denominator, in other words, instead of being in the numerator. And couldn't I take this m-3 and since it's already in the denominator, flip it to the numerator and have m3 in the numerator? So, if you look at what I have now, I have this m3 now in the numerator. And if you look at the denominator, I have n6 and n4, and times together, I add the powers, and I get n10. So there's my answer, guys. 2/3 m3 divided by n to the 10. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, look at this one here. This one, notice I have a power on the parentheses. Again, that means everything inside, there's 5 of them timesing each other, right? So I could actually write out, 3x4y3 5 times. But again, to save a little time, we're going to use the power on power rule here. So I know 5 to the 3. 3 is a regular number now. If I do 3 to the 5, I'm going to do 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. In other words, 5 3's times each other. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 9 is 81, times my last 3 is 243, 243, okay? Now comes actually the easier part. I know x to the 4 right there, to the 5 power, simply x to the 20, and I know y to the -3 to the 5 power is y -15. So here's my answer. What's the only thing we don't like? Well, of course, we don't like negative powers. But that's a simple fix because we're just going to do its reciprocal, right? We're going to move it down. So what is my final answer? 243, x to the 20. The y to the -15 now is divide y to the +15. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, on this one, again, guys, I could write out this whole expression 5 times, but again, we're just going to do 2 to the 5th power. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Times the final 2 is 32. And now comes the easier part. What is x5 to the 5? Well, that's just simply x to the 25 because I'm going to do 5 times 5. Again, power on power, I multiply. Finally, that y squared there to the 5, guys, is going to be y10. 2 times 5 is 10. Again, pause the video if you need to. And we'll make this the last one, guys. I want to remind you with distributive property, be careful if I throw in an extra negative on the quiz, because I'll do that just to get you better with your negatives. So, using distributive property, you'll notice I have negative 2b squared because a negative times a positive is always negative. I also have a positive 5b because negative b times that -5 is going to be a positive 5b. Now let's do the inner loop right here. 6 times 2b is 12b. And finally 6 times -5. So after we get 12b, I know 6 times -5 is -30. And assuming I didn't make any mistakes, I know right here I have negative 2b squared. The 5 and the plus 12 become 17b. And of course I have a minus 30. And that's how you use distributive property, guys. Please pause the video if you need to. Alright guys, so that's it for the video. Hopefully it helps you out. Until next time, bye.